Hello, welcome back. We're going to be tapping into the past, present, and future energies as we move into February 2026. Now, if you remember anything I said in the past before January 2026, please let me know. If any of that has resonated, please let me know because that will be definitely something I would like to know so I can keep doing these. First things first, I've been promising myself and all the Pisces collective that I'm going to start with Pisces first just to see how I feel about things. I usually start at the beginning of the zodiac and go all the way through from Aries to Pisces. But this time around, I'm thinking I'm going to do Pisces to Aries. I really just hope, I don't think it's going to do anything different, but give Aries a different type of energy, give them the energy that I be given to Pisces and stuff sometimes. I don't know. I just feel super called to it. So I'm gonna do it. These are quick readings anyway, so it should be fine. It should be cool. Okay, so let's tap in. First up, Pisces. Okay, Pisces, you're up first. So you get this energy that I'd be given to Aries in the beginning of the zodiac and stuff like that. So we're gonna tap into the past, present, and future energies as we step into February 2026. Okay, Pisces, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Pisces. Okay, so trying to get y'all to so I can show y'all everything that I can see. Let's see here. So you're showing me your present and your future energies right now. So let me just come up with a message with that. Your past energy kind of came out sideways. I couldn't really tell. I'm gonna keep it sideways. We're gonna look at it. Presently, you are not feeling like you lack like that spark of inspiration, that spark of ambition. You possibly lack a little bit of motivation, a little bit of drive and willpower to go out and try new things, and expand yourself into different areas of your life. This is about being a little bit more spontaneous and exploratory, but right now you're kind of holding back on that energy. I see in the future though that eventually you're gonna come into contact with all the tools that you need to move your life forward, to be able to manifest a new reality or whatever it is that you're trying to bring in right now. As long as you know in your mind, you're tapped in into your mind, that whatever it is that you want is whatever it is that you're gonna get. And so I love to see that in the future because under the deck here, we got the Nine of Cups, which is a total wish fulfillment. It's complete self fulfillment. So being able to reach that level of success and achievement, I'm very happy for you. I'm very proud of you that that is just something that is underlying here, that you're going to be very confident within yourself. Just steer away from being overly cocky and arrogant when these things come in. Don't be trying to flex out here. Clout is a drug. So don't get hooked, okay? But it seems like you have that all under control. You just know what it is that you deserve and what it is that you want, and you're in the mode of receiving that. So let's see. We already know, like, we don't have to linger too much into the past energy, but let's see what this past energy is. It seems to be very challenging. Three of Pentacles. So I originally wanted to bring this out in the reverse, and it kind of would have had the same meaning, but just having difficulty like connecting with people on a obviously on a physical level, but when it comes to probably in modes of the workplace or just when like working with people, networking with people, connecting with people, um in a more physical way. So if you help people out in a matter of like spending time with them, putting in effort with like activities or something like that, or even like spending money on them, or not spending money on them, but like however this is resonating, this is about team working and working together. And right now it just seems like it's a hard time trying to expend yourself outside of just what you're used to. So it's time to tap into some more unfamiliar territories where you can expand your energy and um figure out how to plan, uh how to make better investments with your time, energy, and finances. So let's clarify this message for you. I want to say that this card wants to come out. Ooh, excuse me, Pisces. That just all like tumbled out of nowhere. Okay, let's see. So back to the message. To clarify, what came out is the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse, the Prince or the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Eight of Wands in the reverse. All of these came out in the reverse. And then in the underlying energy is the Two of Pentacles. There's a lot that you're juggling here. Or trying to juggle. You're trying to weigh the pros and cons of something. You're trying to balance something within your life. Um, Maybe it's balancing the time, balancing or like prioritizing certain things. Um and right now you're just like taking it a little bit slow right now. You're it shows a lot of I mean literally all these cards in this position says hesitation. So at this point this is you delaying the process. This isn't even about just like um I can't blame this on nothing else for you. Um this is all about you. This is all about you. So it's time to step in your power, get your mind right, get your mind clear. Because the thing about the magician here, the magician represents a master manifester. You will, um, open up a portal to a new reality, where it, however that looks for you. But you have to be very clear and specific when you're working with the magician, because the magician is just the magician's whole gist is trickery. So it's a illusion of reality. So yes, things will manifest into the physical reality for you, but you have to be very, very specific at what it is that you want, because what it is that you ask for is exactly what you're gonna get. So let's let's just let's just try to be a little bit more specific and stop trying to balance things and trying to play both sides of the fence, because that makes it even more confusing and it makes it even more unclear about what it is that you actually want. So stop delaying the process and get clear, get inspired. Um, and don't be afraid to try something new. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to um, like what do we expect when you're trying something new? We don't expect you to be the very best at all times. The first time is always going to be messy, always. Even if you really really like doing, like I really really like doing readings and stuff like that, but I'm gonna tell you, my first past present and future reading, it wasn't set up like this, and this is still isn't the setup that I would like it to be. So just just putting it out there, yo, just putting it out there. I love you, Pisces. I hope that this resonated for you. If you have any other questions or want to tap in deeper to this reading, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll. Mwah. Aquarius. All right, Aquarius. I'm here with you. This is my second reading out of 12. I got energy for you to actually do this for you. So let me do this for you. Please. You're actually going to be most likely in the same you're gonna be in the same. I'm gonna stop talking before it just like happened. Knocking on all the woods that this stays consistent throughout the entire video for all 12 zodiacs, okay? And it's because I started on this side. I started at the end, and that's why. That's going to happen for me, okay? So let's get down to the nitty-gritty, okay? Aquarius. So, Aquarius, sun, moon, and rising, we're going to be tapping into the past, present, and the future energies as we move into February 2026. All right. So, Aquarius, let's tap into those energies. Okay. Let's get energy. Okay. I'll just keep it for energy. Okay. And ooh, Aquarius. Okay, so you're showing me your present energy. You gave me two cards. Thank you. Thank you. Um, I was looking for one, but let's see. You gave me two cards, and then you gave me your future energy that you revealed to me right here. So present, but like it's on the board right here. It's they're all in the reverse, and then the card underneath the deck doesn't make me any happier. So let's tap into this, Aquarius. Present energy, we have a lack or loss of inspiration. Why did I say it like that? Of inspiration. So there's like a lack of inspiration, and like it's causing you to not have like this. It's hard to connect with your creative expression. Okay, that's pretty much what I'm getting with the Ace of Wands and the Strength card here. This is fire energy. This is fire, creative, prideful, and it's like the ego. This is like the ego that brings life to things, that brings light to things, and um, it's like it's either being suppressed or it's being um yeah, I'm getting a strong sense of resistance here from starting a new endeavor, starting a new project. The thing about wands, and it gets me so mixed up, is because wands is like a energetic tool. So it can be anything. It's quite literally like having a magic wand. If anything, if you can wave your magic wand, what would your wish be? And so it just seems like wishes aren't being granted here in the realms of strength, in the realms of courage, in the realms of bravery, in the realms of authenticity and creative expression, joy, pride, all that stuff. So things that you're prideful of, things that you deeply care about within your heart as yeah, this is the Leo card. The strength card is Leo, and Leo rules the heart. So this is something that you deeply care about, that you're deeply protective about. And I see that spill over into your future energy with the Ace of Cups, which is literally like your heart. It's an offering of your heart. It's an but it's also in the reverse here, which is saying that something has been, either you are creatively and emotionally depleted, energetically and emotionally depleted, and it's causing you to feel weak. It's causing you to feel like you're in a state of defeat. Okay. And at the bottom of the deck, I'm already seeing that the Four of Cups is here, which is emotional stagnancy. So strong emotional energy here that is feeling depleted, or there's a feeling of emotional disappointment here, because this is this is an offering from you. Like this is you offering something. It's also like the universe offering something to you, and in hopes of a new beginning. So a new creative and emotional start here has been delayed or been disrupted. Okay. And that is in the present, in the future. So I am not happy about that at all. So let's see what the past energy is and see how, if that has run an effect into what is going on here. And remember, this tarot is energetic. It is predictive. It is not actually what is going to happen. So you do have the free will to be able to change these energies, but this is about being aware of that. In the past, whoops, in the past, we got 10 of wands in the reverse. This is the only card I don't mind being in the reverse here after all of these are in the reverse. But in the past, you have decided to let go of anything that was energetically weighing you down. That it goes for putting extra efforts and energy into things that didn't um belong to you. This is about letting go of control of things that you didn't have control over, and actually letting things play out for what they have to be. But this is 10 of wands is usually about holding on too tightly to things, energetically, to things that doesn't benefit you. It just only equates to weighing you down and blocking you and slowing you down in your on your path, on your path to your purpose and things like that. So in the past, it's like you've released a lot of dead weight. You released a lot of energetic baggage, and currently in the present time, I mean, wand for wand, it seems like you may have, like, why did I want to say stripped all the way down? I almost wanted to say stripped naked, but um it was like you let go of everything, even the things that you cared about, that you were deeply passionate about. And it's caused like a, a blockage, a stagnation in your ability for creative expression, to be able to express yourself in that playful, creative way. So I'm Aquarius. I'm just going to clarify this because, I don't like this. I don't like what's going on here. Ten of Wands, again, in the reverse, with the Temperance card at the bottom of the deck, which is reassuring that things are happening behind the scenes that you don't even know about. So things are going to be working in divine timing for you. And there's just a need to be able to moderate the energies within. Being able to, it's more about um, taking mild steps towards your purpose, um, without trying to force it, without trying to force outcomes. So it's you walking in the it's basically you walking with spirit, right? um Towards what it is that your end goal is, beyond this point, right? Beyond letting go what isn't necessary to you. You're starting a new creative beginning, you're starting a new emotional beginning, but right now it's just you do not have the capacity for that. And that is okay. That will come in due time. But this is the need to perform small moderate steps as you walk towards your purpose, but letting go of any type of control over timing and over, like, over trying to control the change. The change will come in due time. Everything is just trying to balance itself out in the physical and spiritual realms. So there's just a need to um, take it easy. Take it easy right now. Go back to replenish your own cup. This is about self love now. This is about self care. um, Stay true to yourself, and you will eventually find that passion within again. So that's all I have for you, Aquarius. I hope um we can find some better solutions for this. And if you would like to tap into that deeper with me, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll. Okay, and I will be there to help. But this is your reading, Aquarius. Bye. Hi, Capricorn. This is for Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising as we're moving into February 2026. This is your past, present, and future reading. So let's just get into it. Okay, Capricorn, I'm seeing you all over the board. I am. I really, 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 really am. Okay. You gave me a little pass, just a little bit. You gave me half the pass. You gave me all the present and all the future. Okay. And all that is underlying. I'm always going to see what's underlying. Okay. Just so you know. Let's just work with this. In the present, we got your energy. We literally do. Unfortunately, that is the devil card. That is the devil card. But let's see where this goes. Let's see where this takes us, because usually when a power card comes out in the Zodiac's reading, I kind of have to navigate that in a different way, because that is essentially your power card. Your power card talks about struggles, talks about toxicity, talks about being um being bounded and held back by strong and intense um entities. Okay, so this can be a person, this can be a substance, this can be a place. This is anything that has immense and strong grips on you. Okay, but Capricorn in general, we just had a Capricorn new moon, but we're entering Aquarius season as we're moving into February, and you and Aquarius both share the planet Saturn. And the planet Saturn is about time, it's about structure, it's about discipline, it's about um evolution and legacy and things of that nature. And you need structure, you need to have a strong willpower. You need to have a certain amount of discipline and stability within your life to be able to build something that will last beyond your years. Okay. Looking at this energy though, I see your power card. We'll get to that later. We'll see which way that's kind of folding for us. But I also have the Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Cups in the reverse. Six of Cups in the reverse talks about nostalgia, talks about, memories. In this case, it can be childhood memories, it can be just memories about the home and family life, innocent memories and stuff like that. In the reverse, it talks about being stuck in the past. So I also, with the reverse, I tend to move towards that, these being less about like it it's not, I don't know, it's not the most terrible memories, but they're not the best memories. So it could be memories um from the childhood, or the lack of safety within the childhood, or something like that. But just being stuck in the past as well, and being stuck in a past that it doesn't feel safe, like it didn't feel emotionally safe in that past experience. There's something that you're steadily building towards though, like you have like you're working with some building blocks here when it comes to that. So it's like I'm a little confused. I'm just getting two different stories. You feel me? Two different stories. And I think that's where I'm taking it. I feel like there's like possibly a strong like childhood memories that have a chokehold on you right now, and it has you stuck in the past. It may be because it was traumatic in the childhood, or unsafe, like I mentioned before. Something about a lack of emotional safety here, and it's got a total hold on you in terms of like toxic cycles and toxic patterns and toxic habits. that you are bringing to the front for it here. And if that rolls into this Knight of Pentacles, I don't feel comfortable with that. I mean, this isn't about me, but this is about, like, if you are holding on and grasping on to those old memories and that old baggage from the past, and that is something that you're going to bring forward into the future, that's something that you're building on top of, I don't feel like that's really stable. So if I'm getting a second reading from this, maybe you are one that are in the midst of building something stable here. You're steadily growing something, you're steadily investing in something, whether that is with your time, energy, efforts, finances, something that you are steadily growing and evolving into. And this could possibly just mean, stick with your power card, Capricorn, you being very disciplined and structured and a little strict, okay, with when it comes to building what it is that you want here, and you being very binded and focused to what it is that you're building, your goals here. And you're very, Capricorn is very ambitious, they're very stern, it's Saturn, okay. Very, very hard work, hard efforts, that satisfies a Capricorn. So that's what I see in your present energy. I'm seeing, so um I'm a little scattered, I'm a little split here, because remember, I only see a little bit in in your past, and I see your future here, but your future seems very challenging. So let's just go back to the past here, where this is also one of your cards, the King of Pentacles, being very materialistically secure, stable, confident. You are very financially um mature. You have financial you seem to be financially literate, and mature, able to um provide your resources, able to um manage your resources properly and things of that nature in the past here. And then we have the King of Cups. So that's what you weren't showing me. You were showing me that you're being a freaking ass, emotionally, because kings know better, but if you're in the reverse here, you are not doing better. And if this is going into an emotional realm here, this is a disconnect from your emotions. So this is like lacking emotional maturity or emotional intelligence, being able to hold space, being able to be that safe space for somebody. So I feel like, yeah, that definitely can roll into something here in the past. Maybe it has you thinking of, why am I so jaded? Why am I so closed off? Why do I manipulate my emotions in such a way, or manipulate other people's emotions in such a way? Because it seems like you're a very confident and grounded, stable person, but emotionally you're unstable as fuck. Emotionally, you're not a safe person to speak to, because you're not someone, um you don't feel safe with your own emotions. You don't feel like you can acknowledge and and um you just don't feel connected to that side of you. So yeah, I'm just gonna end that there with the past energy. I'm gonna leave that in the past. This is something that this just needs to be brought to your attention. It seems like, um so that you can be able to, it's 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 quite all right to be able to express your emotions. You feel me? There's a certain strength in vulnerability. Okay, so I would just leave that there, leave that in the past. As we move into the future, I'm seeing that it's a little bit conflicting, it's a little bit challenging for you. In terms of, we got the Queen of Wands. She has creator magic. Um she has the ability to envision whatever it is that she creates. She has the ability to be receptive to her creations. So she doesn't really do or need to do too much when it comes to creating things. She just radiates creative energy. She's very passionate, very radiant and warm with her approach to things. And so this can I can see how this can be pretty challenging for you, because if there's a difficulty in tapping in to the more feminine traits, the more emotional traits of yourself, I can see how it can be kind of conflicting when it comes to tapping into this feminine aspect of connecting spirit um with your intentions, with your purpose, with whatever it is that you want to create. Um Mhm. I'm hearing women in male dominated fields, because that's quite literally what the Queen of Wands is. The Queen is obviously feminine energy, but Wands is fire energy, which is very masculine in nature, because it's very action oriented and takes initiative. So this is about taking creative action on the things that you want to do, but you have to have that touch of softness in order to connect with what it is that you want to create. You can't just create something just to create something. What did you create, you know? So it's time to get connected with that. Okay, I don't want to let this go over any longer than it needs to, but I do see at the bottom of the deck you aren't willing to like invest a little bit of there's like a There's like a hesitation on stepping into new things, stepping into new realms, new worlds, or investing into things that are kind of unknown to you. But of course it is. I'm hearing what ooh, I'm obviously we just got over Capricorn season, so happy belated birthday actually. But I wanted to say you've never been this age before, so how are you supposed to know how to act your age? That was just something that was lingering in my mind. And I'm gonna leave that there. So like take that how that resonates. Is either you have never been this age before, or you have never been in this period of your life before. So how are you supposed to know, right? So I'm getting there's a fear of failure, fear of rejection here, but also slightly how it came out. I mean, it kind of came out in the more defeated way. I don't know. I still want to just say there's a possibility that you're on the edge of success here. There's just a need to really lock into whatever lights you up, whatever keeps you happy, and surround yourself by it. With the sun at the bottom of the deck, surround yourself with warmth, surround yourself with this creative energy, surround yourself with inspiration. So whatever it is that lights you up, I'm hearing music, I'm hearing children. The sun card, the sun is ruled by Leo energy, so that is children, that is fun, that is play. In the Six of Cups, this is actually Cancerian, but Six of Cups is about that childhood. It's about the good times and the good memories and stuff like that. So finding the good times and the good memories that you were holding on to from the past that were very nostalgic from you, using that to inspire you to move forward, to inspire you to reach your goals. I'm going to leave that there, Capricorn. I hope that resonated. If you have any questions or would like to dig deeper, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll. Hi, Sagittarius. This is a reading for Sagittarius Sun, Moon, and Rising. As we're moving into February 2026, this is your past, present, and future energy readings. Okay, so let's just start with a shuffle. Okay, Saggies, you have laid it all on the table for me. I thank you. You got nothing to hide. Okay, so with that, let's see. Let's just start. Let's just go down a line. In the past, there was a feeling of self-limiting restrictions. Um, this is definitely within the mind. This is about mental engagement. I wanna lean away from saying mental enslavement, being a mental slave, being a slave to your own mentality. But that is what it is, being binded by your own thoughts, and negative beliefs and stuff like that. So that was past energy. Let's leave that in the past, shall we? Currently, presently, we are juggling something. We are weighing pros and cons. We are weighing the differences of something. We are trying to balance two lives, balance two priorities here, trying to find some stability in a place where you're like in a transitional period of being able to hold two things together right now. And yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. You're really weighing your options here. Like I said, yeah, I'm getting that. And then in the future here, we got the Empress energy. Okay, this is pure creative energy, like creator energy, tapping into the divine feminine energy here, where you are just very receptive to whatever it is that you are wanting. You know, I just did the new moon and Capricorn readings, and you guys' y'all readings on both sides, whichever card you pick, if it was pile one or pile two, you guys are just very happy in whatever it is that you are manifesting here. And the Empress is another master manifester, but she doesn't have to do very much to get what it is that she wants. She just mixes all the ingredients together and bakes it, quite literally, like quite literally. She's the mother. So take that however it resonates. In the future, I see it being very bright. In the future, I see it being very soft. Um, very soft and creative for you. It's like it's literally you creating a new life for yourself in the future. And that's what I love. So presently you're probably balancing your past life and your current in your new life right now. You're trying to weigh the pros and cons, weigh whatever it is that you want to bring from one to the other or what you don't want to bring from one to the other. Like I said, just very it seems very transitional, like you're in a transitional phase right now. You it may be like feeling like you're in a limbo here where you're juggling a lot of things, but ultimately I'm seeing underlying here you're going to walk away from anything that doesn't feel um that doesn't feel your cups anymore. Like there is something that you definitely have emotionally invested in, and I feel like this is that past life energy that you are just going away with. Something I also want to notice is this is the eight of swords, which is all those negative thoughts that have surrounded you and binded you to their beliefs. And then this is the eight of cups. So this can be a mental and emotional thing that you are deciding to walk away from because it no longer serves you. Eight on eight. Eight on eight. Um, the numbers 808 or 888 may be significant for you, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. So let's get some clarity. Let's get some clarity from my Saggies because it's pretty freaking straightforward. And that's what I love y'all. That's what I love y'all so down bad because y'all get to the point. You guys are always gonna get whatever it is that you want in life. And you are not um you're not scared to leave whatever doesn't suit you towards that new beginning or towards what it is that you deserve and what you're worth. Okay. And I just love that so bad for y'all. We got the Princess of Pentacles. So you're tired of investing yourself into shit that ain't going. I hear you. Okay, I hear you. You're tired. You're tired. You're tired. You're tired of changing shit up. You are. You're tired of having to start new. Um, get excited about something. All this other stuff, just to end up disappointing at the end. So there's like a strong sense of emotional loss here. Um, or just something that was very emotionally conflicting for you and challenging for you, and you're just done. You're so done at trying to um blah, blah, blah. You just do not have the excitement that you once had for the things that you once wanted. And it's because it came with so many challenges. It came with a lot of loss, a lot of grief, a lot of desperation. Like you feel like you at a moment of time where it was even begging for the bare minimum. This is the bare minimum. And it seems like that was something that either you're not tolerating anymore, you're not tolerating just bare minimum, or you're not um yeah, I feel like that's what you're just not tolerating. You're not tolerating. But there's also interpretation of you not investing even a little slightest bit of yourself if it doesn't match up to your standards. So I'm gonna leave that there, Sagittarius sis. I'm gonna leave that there. If this resonated for you or you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll. I will be here to help. Scorpio. This is for Scorpio sun, moon, and rising. As we move into February 2026, this is your past, present, and future energy readings. So let's tap in. Oh, goodness. Goodness, goodness, goodness. Okay. All these cards. Okay, Scorpio, let's start. Just gonna go down the line because presently you giving me pieces. And yeah, we'll tap into that. In the past, there is something that you may have wished for and it has come to fruition for you. It has actually been possessed by you, and maybe it wasn't exactly what you wanted. Maybe what you were asking for wasn't exactly what you wanted. Or I'm getting a different reading, or you got exactly what it is that you want, but you are sitting in a place of ungratefulness. You're sitting in a cocky place. You're sitting in a arrogant place, and I don't know. I don't really get like the flexing, like clout type of energy from this card. I'm really, really feeling like there was something that you truthfully, like honestly wish for and you succeeded on getting it, and now you're like, I don't think I actually want that. I don't think that actually fulfills me. So there is something here that was emotionally fulfilling for you but is no longer fulfilling for you. um okay, 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 so let's move on to the present energy. I'm seeing 9-9 now. I'm seeing 9-9. So 9 of cups, which is emotional fulfillment, to 9 of pentacles, which is um it's about independent wealth. It's about like independent finances and things like that. But it's in a reverse as well. So this is like the nines, sometimes the nines talk about lack of something within self, because nines are about self before you get to tens where you come like bring, like make it complete. Like you can complete things within yourself, and that is a 9. But there's also when it comes to completion with other people, and that is a 10. And so yeah, I feel like there's a lack here. There's like with 9 of pentacles, there's a lack of confidence, a lack of self-esteem. This is a lack on the physical realm. So there's a lack in the emotional realm and a lack in the physical realm. Or the lack in the physical. Okay, look, I'm getting another reading. I'm gonna go back to the past, okay? Because this is just like I'm here. Okay. I strongly like I strongly believe in like basically this. Look around you right now. Look around you and like look at all the things that you may be taking advantage of. Do you have a roof over your head? Are you warm? Do you have clothes on your body? Do you have food in your belly? You feel me? Things like that. So, Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Cups, really, but Nine of Pentacles doesn't have to necessarily be like, do I have all the money in the world to make me independent, financially independent and free and stuff like that? Maybe not. But it's about basking in the fruits of your labor. That's what Nine of Pentacles is about. Okay, I keep going back here into this past energy, but I feel like it's so deeply connected to this the present and the past here, because this is about wish fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, right? Self fulfillment, self contentment, self satisfaction, right? And there's something that you're just like unsatisfied with. This also can point to just being ungrateful and to taking advantage of the things that you did like actually pray for and stuff like that. Just because you just because it doesn't completely fulfill your cup, or it's not exactly what you're asking for, it is exactly what you need in this moment. And so there's just something here about being a little bit more grateful, showing gratitude to your surroundings and things of that nature. Because there's something that's dishonest here, or just isn't um clear for you right here. And let's see what this card is. The Star. The Star card in the reverse. All these cards in the reverse except this one. Um Presently there's like a disconnect from your faith. Like you have lost your sense of faith. You are not trusting the process right now. This is this is like the most crucial time for you to trust the process right now and really be honest and clear with yourself about what it is that you want. If this is something that you thought you really wanted, and it's something that turns out not to be something that you wanted, now's the time more than ever to get clear on exactly what it is that you want, because you're just going to keep bringing in more stuff that you don't want if you keep pouting about it, if you keep just sitting in this place of um ungratefulness. You're just going to get exactly what it is. Like, why would I give you $1 million home if you're gonna sit there and be ungrateful because of the paint on the walls? Okay, why would I do that for you? Okay, I'm just gonna give you a house with the paint that you like. Okay, you want that paint? Well, it looks real good up in this trailer home. I don't know. I'm getting too into this, yo. I'm getting too into this. But I also just like I just want to be an advocate for spirit here when I say this, that like don't be um what's the word? There's a better word for this, but I just want to get this message out. Don't be sour about what it is that you are um surrounded by now, because that is exactly what you called in for, and that is exactly what you need to get you to the next step in life. If you really want to connect with your sense of faith, your own inner light, your own inner authenticity, connect with that. Get very clear about what it is that you want and trust the process, because that's exactly how you reap what you sow. That's exactly what you do when you plant the seeds. You tend to the garden and you reap what you sow. You get what you harvest. So presently right now there's just a need to connect, like reconnect with your beliefs, reconnect with your faith, reconnect with your own inner authenticity, with your own inner individuality, restore that faith within yourself. Be very clear, be very intentional about what it is that you are grateful for and what it is that you want. okay? And don't take advantage for what it is that you already have. Because if you look around you right now, most people don't like, a lot of people don't have the food on the table. A lot of people don't have the clothes on their back. So just be grateful for even the smaller things that you may have taken for granted before, okay? In the future energy, you are weighing something. I feel like this is you weighing your, or juggling things, juggling priorities, you know, weighing pros and cons of things. But this is also you transitioning from your past life into this new reality. I see it. It's happening. In the future, you are transitioning. You are juggling things. You are prioritizing things, and you are managing things in the midst of instability, in the midst of change. And I'm very proud of you because it's not easy to be able to do this. It's not easy to switch from one type of lifestyle to another. It's not, you know. And I can see that whatever ended in the past didn't end in the way that you wanted to. Whatever ended in the past was very sudden. It was very sudden, it was very dreadful, and it was very painful. And um it has like a sense of betrayal, a sense of something that was very disturbing in this ending, and it has ended. That's all I know. It has ended. And now it's time to move past it. Now it's time to step into a healthier direction. And that's what the star is. The star is about restoring faith and health within the self. So let's clarify. We got the Page of Pentacles, Princess of Pentacles, and the Sun here. Get excited about new things. It's time to get excited about new things. It's time to try new things. It's time to invest in new things. It's just time to like really experience new things. And the things that make you happy, the things that you enjoy. Don't just do anything. Do things that you've been wanting to do for a long time. Do things that you never got the experience or got the chance to do before. Anything new, anything that lifts you up, anything that sparks a sense into sparks a sense of like excitement, anything that wakes up your inner child, anything that makes you feel warm and giggly inside. And like this is the time to play. Honestly, it's time to like uplift yourself. Really. So that's what I have for you, Scorpio. If that reading resonated for you, or you have any extra questions, want to dive into this deeper, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll. I will be there to help. Libra, welcome. I switched the direction of the order of when I'm doing the zodiacs here. So I started with Pisces and I'm gonna end with Aries. But either way, we was gonna be in the middle anyway, so it doesn't really change anything. But here we are with you, Libra. This is for Libra Sun, Moon, and Rising as we're walking into February 2026. This is your past, present, and future energies for then. Yo, these cards. So first things first, I'm seeing three major arcanas here on the board. I'm just sensing major shifts and changes going on within both the physical and the spiritual realm. There's a lot of spiritual interference here, a lot of things going on behind the scenes here. Um and it's just shift things are shifting in a major way. So let's talk about it. We got all the cards on the table facing upward, so we have nothing to hide, but we have a little scattered energy. It was a little chaotic trying to get everything here, trying to get everything organized. So take that how it resonates, because I kind of see it here. In the past, Okay, this card came out sideways a little bit when I was looking at it, but it was facing more downward. So I'm hoping that this is a liberation from anything that was very conflicting, anything that was very challenging, anything that was very toxic for you, or very intensely struggling for you. Anything that kept you in survival mode, anything that kept you in a space of codependency, anything that kept you restricted and limited in very strong and stubborn ways. Um, this could do with addictions. This can do with have bad habits, old habits. This can do with toxic cycles and patterns. But you have liberated yourself out of it. Or if this was something that truly did come out as a challenge, this was something that you are in the midst of working through, battling through, and it can be very challenging. It can be very hard. But I want you to know that you have the strength and the willpower to overpower anything like that. Okay. But yes, I see that you have loosened the grip, you have released it, you have released the bonds, and now you are in a place of mental recovery, mental and physical, quite literally, because this can kind of boil down to like meditation. This can boil down to just actually healing yourself, stepping out of a space of mental fatigue, so much so that it caused you physical fatigue, but just stepping into a place where you can be in a place of rest and recovery, and you can replenish your energy. This is about taking some mental sometimes for mental rest. This is about getting things organized in a mental realm. This is about finding a sense of peace as well, finding a sense of peace. Yeah, and this, with it being a four of swords, this is about finding some type of mental stabilization. So this is about becoming mentally stabilized after such a hectic and intense period of struggle. Okay, so that was in the past. Okay, in the present, we have a resistance to starting new things, to um putting ourselves out there. This is like literally about starting new things, investing more time, putting in a little bit more effort, putting in a little bit of money, you feel me, investing into things. So this is about like starting new activities. Um this is about planting seeds. So starting new things. You can't keep planting seeds in old digged up soil that has lost all of its nutrients. This is about you planting new seeds into more fertile soil. But there's a resistance here, there's a hesitation here, or just an unwillingness to do that. In the future, it's pouring over to that. It's pouring over into things happening in divine timing. This came out as a challenge. All these cards came out all over the place. So um it seems like energies are very much scattered. So there needs to be like some type of focus here. Okay. Yes, you have maintained some type of peace here in the past from being able to unbind yourself from those restrictions and limitations and stuff like that, but this is the time more than ever to really step into your newfound freedom and plant the seeds and explore things, um, experience new things. Um, and do it with a sense of moderation. So don't overindulge, don't do too much and stuff like that, and um don't push for certain results, don't push for certain outcomes. Just do it because you actually feel good about doing it. Don't do it because you feel like this is going to be something that's going to help you get to your goal faster. It's not. It really isn't. Because everything is always going to be in divine timing. You know, whenever it is that the divine, the spirit, considers you to be ready. Okay. And presently, you even saying that you're not even ready for that. Okay. Underlying here, we got the justice card at the bottom of the deck, which is us, Libra. This is the Libra card. In the tarot, the justice card, we have that sense of justice within ourselves. We take pride in, like, in respect. People respecting us, respecting other people, treating people how we want to be treated is a Libra motto. We are about balance, we are about reciprocity, and um things being equal, an equal give and take and stuff like that. The justice card is also about integrity. It's about being honest with yourself, being truthful, and being and holding yourself accountable for what it is that you are prideful for and what is true to you. Okay, so it's about respecting yourself. It's respecting your sense of justice and your purpose in life, and that is something that you're moving forward in here. So don't rush that process, because it wasn't, I don't know why I want to say you weren't rushed to be made. It takes 9 months for you just to be developed. Okay. And then you come here and then you turn into the big age that you are, and you're still not ready. You're still not done. Okay. So stop rushing the process, because you have never been at this stage of your life before. So this is about starting things new, being a little novice at things, being an amateur at things. But this is about planting new seeds into new beginnings. And seeing how that flourished for you. Okay, so let's get some clarity here. Let's get some clarity here, and then we'll end this reading for you, Libra. Here, and we got the Temperance card again, but it came out in the reverse. Oh no. So I can see why it's very challenging for you to just sit back and let things, like, let the process do. This is literally about trusting the process. And I know that you want, like, you closing this chapter, closing this cycle and stuff like that, and taking this time to develop your peace and stay into this sense of contentment. I know that you want to step into new beginnings at any moment, and you don't want to re go down that route again. But that's where you have to plant the seeds into starting that new beginning, and it's it gets hard and it gets difficult on being able to pace yourself through that. Um, but this is the time more than ever to do it. Okay, especially if you're building something that you want to last. This is the time that you trust the process, trust that everything, nothing that is meant for you will ever pass you. And it doesn't matter what time, where place, wherever you are in this journey, nothing that is meant for you will ever pass you up. Okay, so just take that into consideration. We also have here the Strength card, and then the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords came out in the reverse, so there is healing from some type of pain, some type of uh grief. You are at the end of your grieving period here when it comes to something that was mismanaged. Um, Here, something that may have been not even made, but definitely was physically, excuse me, that was definitely mentally exhausting and painful to navigate through. Um, this is you healing through that heartbreak, healing through that pain. And then we have the Strength card here, which shows us resilience, which shows us pride, which shows us tapping in with our own hearts, like with our own authenticity, and letting that speak for us, showing that creative expression that comes from within, that comes deeply from your heart, from your sense of self, from your sense of pride, from the ego that saves our lives, from the ego that lights us up, not the ego that drags us down. This is the ego that drags us down. This is the ego that strengthens us and rises us forward to be able to be more brave and courageous in the things that we want to um in the things that we want to express and experience. So Libra, I am going to, one more thing, because there's something at the bottom of this deck. It's the Eight of Swords, but it's in the reverse. The Eight of Swords is like a diluted version of the Devil card, and it being in the reverse gives the same meaning as this one being in the reverse. But this is about your own mentality in your own mentality encaging you, your own negative thoughts surrounding you and influencing you to believe negatively about yourself and feel and feelings of doubt and fear and all these other self-limiting beliefs and negative behaviors. um this is you releasing yourself. This is you wiggling yourself out of that interference, of that self inflicted interference. And I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm seeing you doing all the work. I'm seeing you doing all the healing. And even though there is some challenges here, as long as you are aware that you are the driver, you are behind the wheel here. So it starts with you, really, Libra. It starts with you planting the seeds, okay? Because we understand that, things have changed and you are moving into a different direction. You are in a place of peace, and you do not want that peace to be interfered with, and that is totally understandable. But you need to stop doing that to yourself first. Plant the seeds and see what flourishes afterwards. So I hope that resonated for you, Libra. If you have any extra questions or want to dig deeper into this reading, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll. Love you. Hi, Virgo. This is for Virgo Sun, Moon, and Rising as we're moving into February 2026. This is your past, present, and future energies as we move through that. So I literally saw all five of these cards. I saw all five of these cards in the last six readings that I did. Um, so I'm like, I know I shuffled these, but okay, let's do this. Let's do this, Virgo. All cards on the table, all flipped up. You got nothing to hide. I love that. Anyway, there's a lot of thinking going on. Are we shocked here? No, we're not. We're not shocked. Okay. Um, but in the past, I'm seeing two major arcana cards, which means these are major, major shifts that are happening. And it either happened physically, spiritually, altogetherly. It's let's just blah blah blah. It's up. There was some movements here. There's definitely some movement behind the scenes for sure. And it seems to be even some movement from you. Um, it was just definitely some high energetic movement in shifting. Okay, so let me just talk about it. Let's see what comes up. Okay, we got the Temperance card here and the Devil card here, but they're in both in the reverse. I don't mind seeing the Devil card in the reverse, but the Temperance card is telling me that there was something that was rushed here. You tried to rush the process, you tried to force an outcome, you possibly even did things to like distract yourself from these shifts happening, and you possibly overdid it. You overindulged into too many of life's goodness. um I'm trying to see. Life's pleasures is what they usually say about that card. Dabbling too deeply into life's pleasures, you know, anything that helps kind of like ease your mind, helps you cope and things like that. You may have dabbled a little too deeply into it. It's okay. It's okay. But there's definitely trying to like rush the process here, trying to force an outcome, trying to like force you to like even possibly even feel better or something like that. That's kind of the direction that I was taking that. And then we got the Devil card. So have you have like taken the chains off. You have taken the bounds off of yourself from anything that was limiting you, restricting you, holding you down, keeping you back, anything that was toxic, toxic people, toxic places, toxic things. This can be substances, this can be life's pleasures, but on a more in that way. You feel me? Like really outdoing yourself. There's so many things that kind of fall down into this territory, especially when these two cars are popping up together. Um, but yeah, it seems like you have released your grips, or it has you have loosened the grips, the chokehold that those things have had on you, but you may have relapsed. I don't know. So you definitely defeated like the strong urges, the strong impulses to that consumed you within these realms. And I don't know. Something's telling me that you may have relapsed, but something's also telling me that you're like, well, how much longer do I have to withhold? How much longer do I have to hold this discipline? Like, I don't know. But it was definitely very major. It was definitely something very major in your life that has shifted your perspective in things. So that happened in the past. And so, however, that has transformed or transfolded in the past, it has spilled into the present here. And I'm seeing that you are in a very peaceful place. You're very peaceful, very content. Um, this is actually about mental stability. So I did say there was a lot of thinking going on here, but I'm very proud of it. I'm very proud of it because you finally have come to some type of conclusion. You have finally come to some type of um mental clarity, for sure. So you sat here and sat here, you prayed about it, you meditated about it, you really sat with yourself, organized your thoughts, analyzed things, and again, you found some type of mental stability within that realm. um Things don't stress you out as much, things don't overwhelm you as much. And I can see that here with the 8 of Swords, okay, which is again about the mental space. This is you, this is the diluted version of this card. So this is oh, the devil is like an overall kind of thing, like an overall type of, habits and limitations, restrictions, and things like that. But this 8 of Swords is a self-limiting belief, self-limiting restrictions, um, negative, negative opinions, negative thoughts, negative self-talk. But it's mostly about self-inflicted blame, self-inflicted. Um, just surround yourself around negative opinions and negative, um, your own negative thoughts, and like being blinded by those beliefs and stuff like that. But this is you unbinding yourself, redirecting those energies. Um, Stepping around that. You are definitely stepping around that presently. I love to see it. I really do. Presently, you are very much at peace. You're very content with the mental awareness you have built. Okay. And I love to see that, especially for you, Virgo. Um, as we move into the future, we got the King of Swords. So this is again, this is that mental clarity. This is being able to provide new opinions and ideas and intellect. This is you sitting in a place of authority. You are here to enforce boundaries. You are here to enforce your ideas. Okay, whatever you say that you're going to do, you're going to do. And that's pretty much where you're sitting in and going into February, and I love that. Underlying here we have the Queen of Wands, and this is about tapping into your inner vision, tapping into exactly what it is that you want to create, and being receptive of what it is that you need to create that. This is very radiant and creative energy. So it's like this is you stepping into that same frequency of what it is that you're creating. I love that. So let me give you some clarity. I don't think you need it. I just want to see it, and I just want to like point you in the right direction and keep encourage you to keep going because this is beautiful. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. They're beautiful. Okay. We got the Knight of Pentacles, the Prince of Pentacles in the reverse, and then the Judgment card in the reverse. I don't like that. I don't like that. So, Knight of Pentacles here. This is like a hesitation, some type of delay from like steadily growing something, steadily investing into something. This is like a resistance to it, hesitation, a delay. Yeah, this is like a withholding, like you're holding yourself back from like steadily like advancing. The Knight of Pentacles already moves slow, so like you completely seizing the momentum here is kind of worrisome, and that's why the Judgment, ooh wee, that's why the Judgment is here in the reverse. There's something that is being ignored, a lesson that is being ignored, a judgment call that is being ignored, and there's something that you need to take accountability within for. It's time for you to take accountability for why this is being delayed. And it may have to do with you processing these things, but this, the King of Swords is about integrity, is about honesty, is about truth. So there shouldn't be any problem, especially moving into the future with you explaining yourself, or not even explaining yourself, but being able to be very clear with your intentions. So I think I'm going to leave it at there, Virgo. If you resonated with this or have any other questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll. Okay, Leo, this is for Leo's sun, moon, and rising as we move towards February 2026. This is your past, present, and future energies as we head towards that. You're not showing me your present. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. We got past and future though. And what is interesting is that we got a King of Swords and a Queen of Swords. They're not really on the same frequency here, but there is definitely some type of match here. I'm not getting relationship vibes, but this is just probably something that's aligning within yourself, like some mental alignment here, and intellectual alignment here. So it's like you're closing things off somehow, some way. You're connecting the dots here from the past to the future. And it's just the present that is the mystery here. You got a lot going on in the end caps though. So let's talk about it. King of Swords here. King of Swords, but it has the Three of Cups here. So there was something here that you got very, very clear on in regards to possibly a friend group, in regards to whoever is emotionally supportive of you, very close, as far as like this can be like a friendship or a friend group. But it's something you called something out here. You called something out here. You called out like their lack of support, or because the King of Swords, he provides ideas. He initiates those hard conversations and stuff like that. But he also cuts out anything that is um not logical here. Obviously, it this type of energy performing in a more emotional realm isn't very practical, especially like logic and emotion doesn't really there's obviously a need to balance those two things because it's masculine and feminine energies at play. um the King of Swords is pretty detached though from the emotional realm. So there was something that you had to get very, very clear with. And you really had to stand your ground, and take control over the conversation, over the ideas, over the opinions. And whatever in regards to surrounding this friend group or whoever you're acquainted to, or someone whoever you are emotionally connected to in some way. Not even typically in a one-on-one type of setting. This definitely seems more platonic, but um whatever, however that resonates for you, that's in the past. It seems in the future though it's going to cause, it's in the cards for conflict. There's going to be some type of conflict here. There's going to be some type of rivalry, competition, arguments, just too many cooks in the kitchen, too many opinions, too many personalities, too many egos, um all happening at once, and it's very conflicting, very challenging in regards to this manner. It's an energetic, um it's like an ego energetic, like uh something here is just going to be very energetically conflicting. This card reminds me, it's like a piss contest, a pissing contest, or a dick measuring contest, something here where you guys are just comparing yourselves to each other, or like I said, too many opinions, too many hands in a basket here. And it's causing this Queen of Swords here to be very critical, to be very harsh with her delivery and her approach, because this is as close as you're going to get to connecting to your femininity while being in a masculine um area. This is the second time that I'm going to bring this up, but this card gives me that women in male dominated fields type of type of frequency. But definitely when it's in the reverse position, she comes off a little bitchy. She comes off a little aggressive. But she's meant to make decisive, honest, and decisive decisions based on intellect, based on logic. She finds a way to suppress the emotions of things, but she's still connected to her intuition about things and her intent and her purpose. The Queen of Swords, just like the King of Swords, um is very cutthroat, doesn't tolerate any BS. But in the reverse here, she may miss some things, um overlook some things, or in a sense become too critical of herself or of others. And that can obviously be, I won't can't say that it's the cause of the conflict, but it definitely does not help the conflicts. You're just pouring more fuel onto the fire, coming at it with that approach. Okay. So Leo, in the present energy, I guess that's the only mystery we have here. So let's just see what that is. Eight of Cups. You're walking away from something. You're moving away from something that you have emotionally invested in, and that may have been in regards to, this friendship, this emotional support here. And that was just something that you were able to cut out or be honest about. Okay. And I can see how potentially in the future that can cause more resistance and more conflict. But yeah, presently you are walking away from things that doesn't bring you balance. I'm trying to think of the numerology. It's eight. Eight is about balance. I'm blanking, so I really do want to get the message though. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. Yeah, ultimately, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You're walking away from what no longer serves you. even if that was something that you greatly emotionally invested into. It just isn't meant to be brought into this new chapter with you, so it's something that you have to shed away from, walk away from. So that's the present energy. Yeah, we'll get some clarity here. I see it moving in a linear direction, but it's still very like here and there. So that's why I want to clarify. But we do have to, at the bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Cups, which is about complete emotional fulfillment. It's about a happy home, a happy life. It's about bringing people together and living a fulfilling life together. So eventually, underlying here, you have a healthy emotional system, or I wanted to say village, community here that is very fulfilling, very positively influencing here. So that's why there's an understanding here, and there's a knowing and an already moving. Look, you even got 4 of Wands at the bottom of that. There's an already moving forward to whatever it is that you deserve and that you want here, and you want that true happiness, you want that bliss and completion, that emotional completion and fulfillment here. So you are not gonna, there is nothing stopping you from cutting out anything that isn't gonna get you there. So I see your energy in both of these cards. I don't see an interference of other people with this King and Queen of Swords here. This is you operating in both of those frequencies, being able to initiate the conversation and take decisive action, even if it is in a more critical way. So maybe as we're sitting in this present energy of you walking away from things, um, retreating from things, maybe this is the time to acknowledge your approach to how you decide things. You know, I didn't shuffle yet, but we have at the bottom of the deck the 4 of Wands, which again, the 4 of Wands, the 10 of Pentacles, you know, 4 of Wands is actually about an energetic stability, but it is about bringing people together. It is about um, celebrating your wins, celebrating the little things, celebrating the milestones, and being together for that. So let's clarify with this full message for you. We have the Death card, rebirth, death and rebirth, a renewal, a total ending. You're walking away from it. You're ending something, or it is transforming. And there's a difference between, when I say like transform, there needs to be a deep, deep regenerative change. This is the phoenix rising from the ashes. So this is about complete destruction and building yourself up from that. So something is ending, something has ended, or in the beginning stages of the ending. And eventually you have to pull yourself back up out of the ashes for renewal, for transformation. So something either needs to completely end or completely transform, completely change from the inside out. At the bottom of the deck, I didn't mean to split it, but at the bottom of the deck is the King of Pentacles. So you are renewing yourself into this space of, you're already the King of Swords, where you have the hard conversations, you initiate the ideas, the opinions, you provide them, and you take action on those ideas, on those opinions that you have. But this is now the King of Pentacles. You invest in those ideas. You invest in those ideas. And when I had split the deck, I had lost it now, but when I had split the deck on accident, it showed me the Nine of Cups, which is about wish fulfillment. So it's a step from the Eight of Cups, moving to the Nine of Cups. Once you actually get real about what it is that you want, which you have, and you start investing your time, energy, and efforts to that, which you will, which you will. And then it will equal that complete self fulfillment. The Nine of Cups before the Ten of Cups. You're working your way through. Eight, nine, 10. Now it's just time to invest that in back into you. So you're walking away from what you've put time, energy, or in this case, emotions, what you've emotionally invested in. You're walking away from that to give it to yourself so that you can be able to give it to other people and have them enjoy that success and happiness with you. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there, Leo. I hope that resonated for you. If you have any questions or want to dive deeper into your reading, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll. Okay, Cancer. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising as we are moving towards February 2026. So this is your past, present, and future energies as we move towards that. Give me past energy for Cancer. Okay. Give me present energy for Cancer. All right. Give me future energy for Cancer. Coming out there quick, simple. I like it. I really, really like it. I really, really like it. I like when you do that. Okay, Cancer. Look, I'm instantly seeing three major arcana. We got two on the board and one underneath in the underlying of the deck. So that says to me that there is major, major, major shifts happening in both the spirit physical realms. um there's just like a lot of things happening behind the scenes for you. Very much so. Okay, so let's talk about it. You got all cards on the table and they're all up, or well, I flipped them over. I figured you didn't have much to hide, but yeah, we got all the cards on the table and they're pretty straightforward, so let's talk about them. In the past we have the hair fund, so there was like possibly some type of lesson to be learned, or maybe you were in the power or the position to become a teacher or a mentor to someone. There's also another message from here is about a message of commitment, discipline, values, standards and boundaries and stuff like that. So I feel like a lesson around those. Maybe that's something, maybe within those keywords that I just said, there was a lesson pertaining to something within those realms. But that's pretty much what I'm getting here. Either you found yourself a teacher, either you found yourself a teacher, a mentor of some sort, or you became a teacher or a mentor of some sort to somebody else. You became some type of role model, something that people look up to. And it was because you stayed committed to something that you really value here. Maybe you possibly took a traditional route to something. I don't know. It seems like you became a student or a teacher, however that resonates for you, however that seems fit. That was in the past here. So that's exciting. Something major here. There's a major like teaching here for you. Presently, you are very happy. Presently, you're quite literally in a very blissful, energetic mood. Things just seem to be warm and bright around you. Things just seem to be um highly uplifting. There's like a strong connect to your inner child here, or a child here. There's just something very warm and radiant within your energy presently. And you may be, you know how they say, you know, you're a good person if children and animals walk up to you and confide in you. It's pretty much giving this energy for you, like with the sun card. You know, you're radiating happiness, like you have a very high frequency to you. Um, and I love that because in the future, it seems like you're going to get a new opportunity. You're going to get a new start. You're going to plant a new seed. You're going to start a new beginning. You're going to, I don't know, the possibilities here are limitless. Like it can really, there's like so much abundance here, so much opportunity and potential here for you in the future. And it's all based on whatever you learned here, whatever you taught here, whatever you valued here in the past, and sticking with it, staying committed to it, staying disciplined to it. And you're very happy, you're very content presently. So, yeah, this is definitely going to unfold into something more real, into more opportunities. Okay. But everything is so uplifting and happy here. And I had to hit you with the but, right? But I'm seeing here at the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit. The Hermit card is in the reverse. So there's possibly a sense of isolation, possibly a sense of loneliness. All I have to say for you, Cancer, is that it gets lonely at the top. It really, 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 really does. But yeah, there is just a sense of isolation. So don't push people away. Um, don't be in this mode of, even I'm here, I can't trust nobody. That's the issue. That's the concerning. But I hope that's not the case. It's more so just you within your own, you not being connected to your own inner wisdom, your own inner guidance here. And there needs to be a moment for you to disconnect from the distractions. So you may feel isolated, you may feel lonely because things may have just gone real quiet around you, but this is just a time for you to tap within. Go literally within and sit with yourself from a place of solitude so that you can connect to your sense of guidance, your own inner sense of guidance. Let's clarify, because everything here says that you got it going for you, but there is just like slight there's a slight resistance to um there's a slight resistance to healing something in the shadows. Okay, we got more major arcanas here. So this is to help place you in a place, and this is to help place you in a space of authority, in a space of power, where you take action, where you are in charge here. It's a very major position here, as is another major arcana that has come out, the Emperor. You are in a place of, you're moving into a more stable and confident place, again, where you can take charge, where you can take control of things, right? And it possibly in matters of emotion. So there is a physical and emotional new beginning here for you, emotional starts here. But this came out with the Emperor. So maybe you are taking plans and action of love, taking action in some type of emotional quest, new emotional start, new emotional beginning. The Emperor is also a divine masculine energy. So maybe I'm speaking to a masculine who is ready to open their heart. Um, yeah, take that however that resonates. But there's definitely here a slight giving up, like slightly wanted to give it up, like slight, because you have been very resilient throughout this process. It could been very tolling on you, and you may be in a place of, like, you feel very defensive, like you feel very guarded and jaded on new experiences on like those new experiences coming in, and so you're like kind of resistant to taking on any more extra weight or anything like that, or any extra energy. But I have a strong feeling that this is something that you've obviously been through, so it's something that you have a little bit more discernment of not going down the same route again. So this is a new start. This is a new beginning. So go in the direction that you want to go. You have the authority, you have the power, and you have the willpower. Okay. You also have learned the correct lessons to navigate yourself forward. So it's all about stopping being scared of being alone and tapping into your own inner wisdom to find that sense of guidance to get you to this new beginning, to get you into this new beginning, to get you into this new position. So I hope that resonated for you, Cancer. If you have any questions or want to dig deeper into this reading, please do not hesitate to contact me at Libra Baby Doll. Okay, Gemini. This is for Gemini Sun, Moon, and Rising as we're moving into February 2026. This is your past, present, and future reading for February. You tried to hide your past from me, but I flipped it over because you can't hide from me. Okay, so let's see. In the past, there is this grounded, secure, financially stable person. He takes initiative. He is quite literally a provider. So um he provides physicalities. He provides practical things. He provides his time. He provides his attention and efforts and energy and resources into things. He takes leaderships. He takes leadership in a grounded stance in his day to day life. Okay, that's what I'm getting from the past, and I'm gonna just leave that there. I'll leave that there. In the past, you're very grounded. You're very mature, very financially intelligent. You are a provider. You are protective over the things that you built and that you've grown and that you invest in. Okay. So in this present energy, you're sitting with the chariot, which is a forward moving momentum. It's a non-stopping, it's an unstoppable force here. It is ruled over Cancer, which is very nurturing in nature and is very protective. The chariot is a protective mode of transportation. And the chariot is a major arcana. So this represents a major shift, but a major shift forward. So this is divinely guided and protected to move you forward presently. Okay. In the future, it seems like you start a new eh, there's a resistance to starting a new creative project here, a new endeavor, a new I said project, but like a new adventure. This is quite literally a magic wand. This is you stepping into a more magical part of your life and the you have the you have the wand to operate your destiny. You have the wand to create your reality here. But we have a page of cups here, so you're just kind of like dabbling. This gives me frolicking. This gives me frolicking energy. I don't know why, but it's definitely like a slight, gentle, subtle, emotional offering here. it's new and it's exciting, and I don't know, it doesn't have full like intention here. It's just very lighthearted and playful when it comes to the emotional realm, and it's something that you are newly navigating through, being like this playful. This is new for you to navigate through this in such a playful, um almost flirty way, flirting with life in a way. This can also can I want to say point to romanticizing your life in some type of way, but there's a hesitation here, resistance to starting a new creative beginning, a new passionate beginning in the future here. Underlying underlying we have the 3 of cups in the reverse here, which means there is like a sense of or a lack of emotional support within like the close intimate uh in the close intimate proximity of you, possibly in regards of a friendship, friend group, whoever you are closely acquainted with. It's about emotional intimacy, but in a more platonic perspective. But yeah, there was just like there's a disconnect here. There's either some drama, or there's a sense of 3 cups can also be about celebration, celebrating with your friends and stuff like that. So there possibly was like a sense of overindulgence, overdoing it with your friends. I don't know, but it's about emotional support. So there was like a lack of emotional support within this group, within these connections, these emotional connections that you've formed. So I'm going to clarify for this message. Okay, the first card that came out was the Chariot again, and it landed right on the Chariot here, but it came out in the reverse. And that's why I pulled more cards. Because what is that telling me? That's telling me that there's some type of delay, there's some type of hurdle. Even spirit can't break through, which is crazy. It's an unstoppable force. So it seems like an unstoppable force has met an unmovable object in some type of way here. And it the Chariot fell here back into this present energy where it's already is, but these 2 cards fell over here in the future energy. So let's see. We have 6 of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune's in a reverse, which is another delay. Another delay. But 6 of Swords here is a movement card. It's about moving away from chaos. It's about processing emotional and mental baggage, extracting the lessons and any knowledge from the situation. It's a time of reflection, intellectual reflection, mentally processing things. But you have to move to a more calmer space to do this. So I feel like that's possibly where you're moving to, or you're resisting on moving to, and that is causing the delay. This is definitely about extracting the knowledge from it, or using what you have extracted, the knowledge from within this past energy, and moving into this forward energy. And being playful with it, not being so serious with your approach. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Ace of Pentacles here. Ace of Pentacles is a new beginning. Um, it is a seed to be planted. Um, to start this new beginning, but it's about new beginnings, new potential, new opportunities, in a more physical way. So this can be about a new job. This can be about um, a windfall of finances, or this can be about extra efforts, um, something definitely being given to you here or renewed here, in an energetic, creative, and physical way. So I hope that resonates for you. If you have any questions or want to dive deeper into this reading, Gemini, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll. Love you. Taurus sun, moon, and rising. This is your past, present, and future reading as we move into February 2026. Taurus, you are always bickering with somebody, always bickering with somebody. I love Tauruses down bad as a fellow Venetian, but y'all are always getting into it with somebody. Y'all are always getting into it with somebody. Y'all are my stubborn stepsister, as we are Venetians. And okay, let's just get into it. You show me half of your past, none of your present, and all of your future, which I hate. This is the second time that this card has been in your future, Taurus. Speaking from the January past, present, and future reading to now, why are we staying in this energy? Let's tap into it. Okay. For what I can see now, in the past, there was a moment of solitude, there was a moment of reflection, there was a moment of tapping into your inner wisdom, and using it as a sense of inner guidance for you, for your purpose, to move you forward. This is looking back and reflecting on any past situations, and putting a light to it to move you through the darkness of the past. Yes, but it very much so has to be done in a moment of solitude where you are with yourself, with your own thoughts, with your own opinions, with your own motives, so that you can tap into your own sense of direction, your own wisdom. Um, yeah, and that's something that you did in the past. I don't know all that you did in the past. You're not showing me, but that is definitely something you tapped into the past. You very much healed, or it were in the midst of healing your shadow side in a more practical way. Healing, healing, and building your inner wisdom. Okay. In the future, I'm seeing an argument. This is, like I said, the second time I've been seeing a damn argument. Very conflicting words, very conflicting conversations, very conflicting opinions and ideas here. Very much in the sense of a an actual argument, transforming, or just a lot of mental distress, even you arguing with yourself, but just in the matters of a lot of mental conflict here, replaying old scenarios, replaying old conversations, replaying old arguments, thinking, oh, I should have said this or I should have done that. Those things that kind of just leave you in a place of um resentment. That's what it is. So let's go back to the past. What's not being all said here? Queen of Pentacles. So you sat in this space of solitude because there was either you felt there was a felt there was a feeling of unworthiness. There was a lack of stability within self. This could be also you being very overgiving or overcompensating your needs. I keep going back to this sense of unworthiness. There's just like you felt as if you didn't deserve, you feel like you don't deserve something. whether that is resources, you're just not in a receptive you're not in a receptive energy to be given resources, to be given time, energy, and effort. It's either you're not willing to be receptive of this, or you have been overgiving of those things. And so there is just a time that I can even say spirit did this for you, as this is a major arcana card, which um represents major shifts in the spiritual realm, but we're put in a mode of solitude. I really, really want to steer clear of the word isolation. There's just like a thin, thin line between solitude and isolation. But this is you going into solitude. This is you analyzing your own experiences to find a sense of discernment and direction and wisdom. Okay. Presently, Presently, you are sitting in a space of emotional stagnancy. You are focusing on old scenarios, old memories, old relationships. You are focusing on things that have already been. This is definitely something that is pulling your attention away from new possibilities, new potential, in an emotional realm. This is, again, like I said, a sense of emotional stagnancy. This is sitting in a place of apathy. To you, it may feel like emotional stability. Four of Cups, fours represent stability. So to you, you might feel emotionally stable because have been able to you've been able to manage these experiences. You've been able to manage these memories and these relationships, um, but it has no fluidity within it. So it's very stagnant. It's very still. And something that it just reminded me of. These are cups. You know, cups can hold liquids, water, whatever. And you know what they say about like stagnant water and things like that. That is just a space to build more. It's just like a cesspool of different things because there is no interference within the water. So it's just so stagnant. It gets um, gunked up with a bunch of stuff because there's no movement, there's no current around it. So this is about getting into some movement, moving around, moving your emotions around. If you want to move your emotions around, emotions are stored in the hips. So move your hips around if you need to. Yeah, but this is about paying attention to things that no longer matter because it's already been there, done that. And now it's time to pick up and apply yourself to more opportunities. And like I said, in this future energy, it gets very mentally conflicting. I don't see why, but I see there's just like a lot of harsh comments, conversations here. A five, is about conflict, but it's also about change. So maybe it's about different difficult conversations invoking future change, But Five of Swords can be very manipulative with their words, very verbally abusive. And I just really hope that this isn't you entering conflicting mental spaces where you feel like your words aren't have a different impact than they should, you know. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Cups in the reverse, so there's a resistance to moving on and walking away from something that no longer serves you. And so I can see why there can be conflict here and there can be a lot of aggression and haste, right? Because this is something that isn't serving you. You don't belong here. You don't belong in this space anymore. Energetically, it isn't something that um fulfills you. So let's just get some clarity here. Let's get some clarity here because we're stuck and conflicted. So let's get some clarity. Okay. We got the Four of Wands and the Four of Cups both here in the reverse. So Four of Cups here. But with it in the reverse, there's a willingness to seize new emotional opportunities. A willingness. Um, this is about dusting yourself off and getting up and going to try going for the new things, seizing the opportunities. But the Four of Wands here in the reverse speaks of an energetic instability. Four of Wands usually speaks about milestones, usually speaks about like a checkpoint in life. It's about togetherness. It's about celebrating, bringing things together, having a foundation to bring things together. But in the reverse here, it's telling me that there's a lack of celebrating the small wins, celebrating the small things. It's like that sense of nobody's like clapping for you. And then ultimately at the bottom of the deck we have the Justice card here, which is Libra. But Justice card here is in the reverse, so there was definitely something that is unfair here. Something's unfair here, lacking integrity, honesty, not true to themselves. There's like a loss of respect, lack of reciprocity, lack of balance, lack of accountability in regards to this situation. And if I'm being ever so honest, this is about you, Taurus. This is about you. So there needs to be a major shift in perspective here when it comes to respect, fairness, balance, reciprocal energy, agreements, things like that. There needs to be a closer look, a review period, um, in regards to that. And then I think I'm just gonna leave that there for you, Taurus. I will leave that there. So if this resonated for you or you have any further questions and want to dig deeper into this reading, please do not hesitate reaching out to me at Libra Baby Doll. Thanks, Taurus. Okay, Aries. Aries. So my theory was correct. No matter which direction I go, doing 12 collective readings takes a toll out of you. So I'm glad I was able to switch it up for Pisces so I can give them the energy I usually give y'all, but now y'all get the energy I usually give Pisces. And sorry, not sorry about it. But let's get started. We are, this is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We are tapping into the past, present, and future energies as we are moving into February 2026. So let's see what comes out. Okay, Aries. I see in the past here, you are very secure, very practical in nature, very grounded. You have a provider mentality. So you provide resources, your time, energy, and effort. You're very hardworking, financially maturity. Ultimately, you've built something. You're standing or sitting in your throne about it, about whatever it is that you've built. You're very proud about it, and very protective over it. over what it is that you have invested yourself into or built with your own hard work and dedication. Okay, I'm also seeing here in the past we got the Magician card in the reverse. So I feel like, this usually talks about a creative blockage, being creatively blocked from being able to manifest your new reality. But I also feel I've been interpreting this card differently lately that, the magician is quite the trickster, is ruled over Mercury. Mercury is the trickster planet. It plays tricks on the mind. It's trickery of the mind. And so with the magician here, the magician is a master manifester, but you have to be very, very clear and very, very specific when it comes to your intentions and what it is that you want to create, because the magician would give you all the tools that you need to create that new beginning, that new environment, lifestyle, whatever it is that you are manifesting in. But it gets very tricky. It gets very tricky. So I feel like you were just in a space of a very tricky space where it was mentally challenging and a sense of creative blockage into what it is that you want to create in life in the past here. In the present, Aries, I'm seeing Eight of Swords here, but it's in the reverse. So this is you releasing yourself from self negative limitations, restrictions, and beliefs. This is you opening your eyes um, to bringing yourself out of that mental cage. These are self-inflicting negative thoughts that has surrounded you, and so now you've opened your eyes to loosen the to loosen the restrictions around yourself. You open your eyes to new possibilities and new thoughts and stuff like that to be able to move forward. So yeah, that eight of swords is definitely in the reverse, definitely releasing yourself from any bounds, any negative notions, energies, behaviors, um, and thoughts. Also any like negative conversations or restrictive conversations that you've had. So just being able to release yourself, release the bounds, you being able to express yourself in that way. Okay, and then in the future, I see the Five of Wands. So there may be some grudges that are being held or need to be um, handled. Unresolved energy here, but there definitely was like a lot of conflicting energies, a lot of, I like to call this the too many cooks in the kitchen type of card, too many opinions, too many personalities, too many directions. Um, and again, it just caused a lot of conflict. It caused a lot of possibly fights. It definitely caused a lot of competition, rivalry, a lot of side eyeing type of energy here. But this is you not allowing those things to influence you. I like to also call this card like a pissing contest or a dick measuring contest. Like it's about like comparing yourself to other things, and it just reminds me of the saying that comparison is the thief of joy. Comparison is the thievery of joy in that sense. And so I feel like in a sense you're not allowing that. You're allowing the grudges or other pressures to kind of just slip off of you, dust your shoulders off, for sure, for sure. But there is an underlying energy here that I have to point out with the death card under the deck. There is a resistance to an ending here. there is something that is ending that needs to end um here, like it needs to end or it needs to transform. And transformation is a deep regenerative change within yourself, so you're never going to go back to the same things again. You're never going to go back to the same ways. So yeah, there needs to be a complete ending or a complete transformation of something here underlying. So let's get some clarity here, and then that will be your reading, Aries. Look at that. We got the Magician at the bottom of the deck. I haven't shuffled yet. There's some type of message being withheld, some type of conversation being withheld, or like definitely that's something that needs to be expressed or needs to be communicated here, but it is not going in the right direction. I can see this being in a sense of some type of way, some type of miscommunication, jumping to conclusions, not getting the right interpretation of something, being misguided in some way with your thoughts, with opinions, ideas, just not moving in the right direction, or again, being withheld, suppressed, not expressing what it is that you want to. But in the same sense, got the King of Cups here. There is space for emotional. There is a space for emotional intake, right? There's a willingness to express yourself emotionally, a willingness to initiate something emotionally here. You're stepping into that position to be an emotionally safe uh space. But something here, like in regards to actually speaking that, in regards to a message actually coming in or going out, outgoing, incoming, whatever it is, there's definitely a message. There's definitely something that needs to be spoken here, needs to be expressed, needs to be communicated. Okay. At the bottom of the deck, I do want to just point out there's a 10 of cups here, but it's in the reverse. So there just seems like to be an unhappy home life, unhappy home life. Yeah, 10 of cups is about togetherness, is about um emotional fulfillment, but for the family, for the home, for us together, to share with other people. And it being in the reverse, this isn't something that is worth sharing. I don't want to say worth sharing, but it isn't something, it doesn't seem to be something functional, fulfilling in that realm. So it's something that isn't, that you doesn't want to be, I can see in a sense why this isn't something that you want to share in regards to this environment. Seems like there's some type of environment here that isn't safe, that doesn't seem safe emotionally. So I am just gonna leave that there, Aries. If this resonated for you or you have any extra questions and want to dig deeper into this reading, please do not hesitate to reach out to me at Libra Baby Doll.